Welcome, residents of the Dr. DC podcast. My name is producer Richard, and across from me is the Doctor himself.
Hello.
Each week we talk about the weird and wonderful world of DC while fielding questions from listeners like you.
Sunday.
Candy, come on down.
Oh, this is a strip
This is
club?
like a weird mix of Carney and also monster truck announcer.
Yeah, and strip club.
And
yeah.
strip club guy.
There's a lot of things happening. Is it an outdoor strip club at a carnival?
Whoever this person is, they should be incarcerated and killed in jail.
I like a strip club Cardi.
We need Batman to brand them.
I can guess your age.
Oh, no.
It's at least over 18. And you've already heard them. Today we are joined by everyone's favorite returning guest.
That's right. The guestingest guest
Am
still.
I still the guesting as guest? How many episodes
I
have
think
it been
you
on
are now. I think my wife, maybe.
Sorry, you're what?
My wife. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. You have to say it in the common
I
parlance of our time.
forgot our legislation.
Yeah. Recently passed law in Canada because we just got Borat last year.
Yeah. So at any rate, I think my wife almost or just maybe tied. So now you've
And
pulled ahead
then
again.
Kyle Clark's a short second.
Kyle
He's
Clark's
pretty
only
tall.
been on 2.
Has he? I thought he did 3.
He's only been on 2.
We should call Kyle right
They're
now.
the length of if
What
you
is
did
this,
3.
Docmas? Yeah, that's what I did during the
You
Docmas.
just randomly called
Draw-
He did
drunk
actually.
dialed
Oh,
him?
I guess maybe that counts.
Yeah, I drunk dialed him at like...
And then you also
8 p.m.
said his phone number on the episode. You had to edit it out later.
Yeah, I did. Well, I edited it, after we'd already put it out.
I have to apologize. I derailed. I've like derailed your entire intro of your show.
Andrea Stratis.
Yeah, I started jumping in. Hi, hi. It's funny. I was listening back to episodes the other day, and I do like when Rich calls you the doctor.
Right.
Because like, what kind of doctor are you?
Don't ask so many questions.
Like a doctor, like Dr. Pepper's a doctor.
Dr. Pepper and I were roommates.
Like, do you think Dr.
We were roommates in med school.
Did Dr. Pepper and Dr. Scholes go to the same med school?
Dr. Scholes is a hack.
Do you remember when Dr. Pepper had those make your own t-shirts?
Yeah.
Sorry,
really
make
cool.
your own t-shirt?
Yeah, where you could be like, it would be like, because the whole thing is like, I'm a pepper.
Yeah.
And so they had a thing where it was like, I'm a, and then you fill in the blank, which is a terrible
That's a
idea.
horrible idea. Was this pre-internet?
No.
This was very much. This is like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
This is a real Bodie McBoatface kind of scenario.
Much worse though.
100%, yeah. You could be like, I'm a vat of cum and I like Dr. Pepper or whatever.
Yeah, you really lose control of your
And
brand.
it would be branded Dr. Pepper.
That's the...
I'm a vat of cum. We're 2 minutes in.
We'd been talking about cum before we recorded.
That's true. I thought it got out of our system.
Usually that doesn't get on mic though. It's
Yeah.
usually all
It
for
just
at
gets
the
on.
hour before.
Within
gets on me.
casual conversation, we were talking about cum.
Yeah.
You know, as you do. When you start talking about beverages, it's usually the second thing that comes up.
Yeah.
Comes
Comes
up. Jesus. So yes.
But no, suffice it to say, I think you are still you're still the title holder.
Okay, yeah. Oh, great. I'm the guestingest person and the person to bring up cum the swiftest.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I think next year for like our sort of fan month, we'll get our guestingest guests together in a tables, ladders, and chairs match for the title.
Wait, sorry, a what?
Tables, ladders, and chairs match.
What in the good goddamn
WWF
hell is that?
From wrestling?
I-
They would hang the belt basically above the ring, and then there's a table and a ladder and a chair. And you'd have to like both fight with those objects, but then also assemble them to get to the belt.
It's a WCB nightmare.
That's what they were concerned about. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually why they stopped.
So they
Or went out
get.
for the hitman.
Is that how Bret the Hitman Hart died?
No. He died because he was like rappelling in as his like entrance.
Right.
He was doing something crazy like that, and it went wrong.
Right.
Yeah. But again, just like
So do they get on each other's shoulders like George the Animal Steel's got some other dude on his
you could
shoulders?
potentially.
They're
yeah.
on top of a
But
rickety
yeah,
ladder.
the idea was that you put like the ladder on the table, and someone would get up, and they'd be like almost there, and then someone would knock the ladder out, and
See, here's my wrestling hack that I think would work. What if you just grab the side of the cage and just shake it real hard and make the belt fall?
see, this one doesn't have a cage. This isn't a cage match.
Oh, it's just a free
Just
throw.
hanging.
Yeah, it's just hanging.
What's the
there.
belt hanging from?
Just like a rope.
Just a pair of pants.
Just high enough that like
a noose. Just
Wrestling got grim.
yeah, more grim than when mankind jumped from the cage onto a bed of nails.
yeah.
That was on top of a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Welcome to the WWE.
The
Dr. Dub.
Ooh, wah!
Well, yeah, that would be appropriate. I'd like that. Stratis, you have your own podcast now, don't you?
I do, yeah.
You do. You're a podcaster.
I'm a fellow podcaster.
I finally, of the 10 you started, you finally kept going with one.
Yeah,
of them.
I know.
Why don't you plug it off the top in case people stop listening?
I think they probably already stopped listening.
Yeah, I think
They heard me say vat of cum, and they're like, "Oh, you just skip this."
121 episodes ago.
I'll get the next one.
Yeah, I'll get the next vat of cum. Yeah, I started a podcast with my girlfriend. It's called Words and Guitar, a podcast about Sleater-Kinney. We talk about the band Sleater-Kinney.
This is what I really like about podcasts now. Is
They're so broad.
podcasts feel like doctoral theses, where now they're so specific. That's my favorite thing ever.
Doctor what?
Doctoral.
Doctoral theses.
What's doctor? Oh, doctoral theses.
Yeah.
I thought you said Doctor O feces.
He was also my roommate.
I'm the dumbest person in the world.
Oh, doctoral theses.
I like that
You're
you're
Irish scatological.
I'll be doing your colonoscopy today.
I like that you're only up here. You're only in town to do extremely professional discussions with like very well-educated people. And you come on the podcast, and the first 5 minutes you're talking about feces and cum.
Yeah, I just consulted on a 3-day health conference for trans people. Talking about Doctor O feces.
They don't need to know about this episode.
Yeah.
That's actually how we begin. That's how they begin.
Sorry. Your podcast though. It's
Yes.
all about
It's all about the band
Sleater-Kinney.
Sleater-Kinney. We talk about the band, so we go song by song. We're going song by song through their entire
How many songs are there?
discography. 109-ish.
That's good longevity.
But now they have a new record coming out.
We've even
there's
gotten longer.
it's a rip-off idea by the famous Canadian podcast Blink-155, which is a podcast that's about every Blink-182 song.
That's right, yeah.
Are they 155 songs?
Well, but now there's 156 because they released a new one a little while ago.
So they have to change their name?
It's like Pokemon. It's
But
like the new.
there was a thing, and I tweeted at the guys from Blink 155 because I was like, everybody was making a big deal out of Comedy Bang Bang doing a 10-hour episode, but Blink 155, literally every episode's like 3 hours long.
And they only do a song
One
an
song.
episode?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's insane.
I
You
mean, I
should-
can think of a couple of episodes,
not gonna-
like a couple of songs you could put that sort of time into, but like I'm trying
Well, so
every
Blink 182?
like beyond Adam's song though, where you make it like a serious discussion. Like, how do you spend 3 hours on like all the small things?
You know what? I don't want to. You just got to get into it. But like,
Is it like 3 hours straight of like just like deep in it conversation about them? Or is it like.
sort of?
Then we get to the word "the," and
No, it's much more. Yeah, it's goofy. It's a goofy good time.
I like that. I like that we asked you to talk about your podcast.
And I was talking about another one.
You're just now
Another
promoting another
podcast.
podcast.
So Words and Guitar, a podcast about Sleater-Kinney, is my podcast about Sleater-Kinney with my girlfriend Alicia, who is in a couple of bands. She's in a band called Sheezer, which is an all-female Weezer.
amazing.
A very well-known band from Toronto.
And she plays in a band called By Divine Right, which is another Toronto
A
band.
very well-known band from Toronto.
And she
It's true.
dates me despite all odds. And we have a podcast together. It started as an excuse for us to talk to each other. We've known each other for a long time. But
Was this pre-dating?
We started dating after episode 3.
Was it during the episode?
Well, you know what's funny when people
It's really quiet.
They were on the bus.
Really quiet. And
Yeah,
No editing.
we don't kiss like we're eating bread.
I'm gonna put some
a
peanut
little
butter
bit,
on
yeah.
you.
Jesus.
So we like it's funny because people have listened to the first few episodes of our podcast and be like, "How did you guys not know you liked each other?" Because it was like the third episode I picked her up from the airport. We recorded in the car on the way back from the airport. And
That's actually adorable.
The whole time it's just like, why are you so cute?
there's that we say at one point. One of the things one of us says to the other, like, "I like the two of us together more than I like myself."
Oh.
I mean, I still think that's cute.
Yeah. It's cute. So that's my podcast.
I do.
It used to come out every week, but Lish and I have been really busy lately, so we haven't done one in a couple weeks, but we're recording a new one tomorrow, and
Nice.
then we'll be back on our regular schedule of once a week. Come next week. Words and Guitar, a podcast about Sleater-Kinney. I designed the logo, which is a drawing of a cat. That's a replication of a toy cat I bought at IKEA. It has nothing to do with
I was
Sleater-Kinney.
wondering if there was a connection, and I was like, I'm just not a big enough of a Sleater-Kinney fan,
No,
obviously.
there's not at all. Although Lish has a cat named Sleater-Kinney.
Well, that's. I think that
It gets
counts
close
as a
enough.
connection.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But I was at IKEA, and I bought this fucking stuffed cat. And for some reason, I was like, I'm going to draw a logo for our podcast about the band Sleater-Kinney. And I designed a logo that's based on this fucking cat that I bought from IKEA.
Amazing.
I like that. Well, so we initially wanted to bring you on to talk about E3, and I feel like I'd be remiss if we don't talk about it a little bit.
Let's talk about E3.
Because I mean, it's kind of an uneventful E3 this year. I was kind of meh about the whole thing.
You and I messaged a little bit about it.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things. So the Nintendo one was great.
Mm-hmm. Are you excited
or was
about
it
the most?
great? I'll be over here if anyone needs.
I do like
That wasn't complimentary.
I just got to get up from my refractory period and then I can get right back into this conversation. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, you know what game I'm actually really excited about now more than I was before is the new Watch Dogs.
I never thought I would be. The first one was good.
Yeah.
I liked the first one. I was kind of I couldn't finish the second one. I just could not get more into it.
But I don't think I've ever finished an Ubisoft game. Like I've never once finished an Assassin's Creed.
Well, because I never feel like they're done.
You didn't finish Sands of Time.
Prince of Persia.
That's Prince of Persia.
Yeah. That was Ubisoft.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, I never even started that one.
Yeah, baby.
Is that a line from Prince of Persia?
Yeah, you know how
Sands
Prince
Time?
of Persia.
Yeah, every time he kills someone, he goes, yeah, baby.
Prince of Persia is also Sonic the Hedgehog.
You know, in the old age of Persia, when they would say, yeah baby.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
That's really...
Prince of Persia is the original inspiration for Austin Powers. International Prince of Mystery. So there's a couple of things I liked that I saw at E3. I'm interested that they're finally adding NPCs to Fallout 76.
Yeah, we talked a lot about that. I didn't realize how much of a shit show Fallout 76
because he was like, why is everybody so mad? And I was like, well, this and this and this and this and this.
It's like they basically released not a game.
Yeah, they released a game that has none of the things you like. As a person that
with
plays,
nothing to do.
I played Fallout 76. And there's fucking nothing to do with that game.
It sounded super boring.
Yeah, you love Fallout, right? Forget that.
Yeah, forget everything you ever loved about this series.
Just call this 76. That's basically the amount of things to do in it.
So I'm excited for that. I'm trying to think what else. Like, what are you excited? What were you? I haven't listened to the E3 episode that you guys did, but that's on your.
Well, a lot of our excitement was Nintendo based.
Well,
then it was also Watch Dogs was a big one, and then
Cyberpunk 2077.
Cyberpunk, yeah.
Oh, with Canoe.
Yeah.
Do you think
what a huge year for him?
Do you think that Ghost Recon people plan to bring out John Barenthal, or if they're like, fuck, those guys brought Canoe, we got to do something?
I like that you call him Canoe.
Yeah, Canoe. Canada's favorite son.
Blue birch bark Keanu.
Yeah.
I think it was very funny that like no one's talked about John Barenthal at all, and it's just the dog, which I thought was very funny. I'm like, you have this amazing actor who almost makes me want to play a terrible first-person shooter game, which I would never play. But that was the big, and the really awkward Asian girl, which was really fun.
She was amazing.
Yeah. They like took somebody with a little bit of like Asperger's or something and then just gave them a bunch of sugar and sent them out. And I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
She was the only one that had any discernible personality on
Sorry,
stage.
which game is this one?
That was for one of the...
Was it Ghostwire or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's a game I won't play.
Yeah.
Well, it was a game that they didn't actually explain what the game was. It was just like a bunch of shots of Japan and then it was like people are gone.
Kind of cool. Like it looks like...
But I don't even know what the game is.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how The Witcher 3 plays on Switch.
I tried to play it on PS4 and I didn't really like it.
Oh, that game is amazing. But it takes a while to get into.
That's the thing. It was just so
that's totally
weird.
your jam. You love things that take forever to get into. Supernatural.
You can die in a fire.
Is that show still on TV?
This is the last season.
Richard was like, once you get like 3 or 4 or 5 seasons in, it starts getting real good.
It's like listening to Fish. It's like once you're at hour 57 of one song, it's the same as Supernatural. Like once you're at season 37.
Right.
Okay. Season like 1 is actually good. I just meant that like when you breathe, like for you, I think like season 5 was really when it would hit its stride. There's a lot of things to come. I'm not going to go down this train again. It's good, and everybody backs me up. You're wrong.
We just kicked open the top of a rabbit hole. I feel.
Oh yeah.
I can't handle. No, Cyberpunk looks amazing.
Cyberpunk looks cool.
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red needs to learn how to manage their public relations department a little bit because they have that thing. Did you see there was a bunch of imagery going around because there was like a thing where they were advertising for like NVIDIA like GeForce X video cards, and they showed a scene, and in the scene you can see these posters in the background. And one poster is a poster of a trans woman that's a model. And the slogan is like mix it up, and it's this whole thing.
Oh.
And so like a lot of people in the trans community were like, this is pretty shitty and problematic. Like, and they just tried to like double speak their way out of it instead of just being like, yeah, we fucked up, we'll change it.
It's like it was one of those things where like,
but CD Projekt,
we're sorry, but like technically.
But CD Projekt Red has also gotten in shit for like tweeting transphobic stuff in the past too.
Really?
So, yeah. So for me, it's like a bit of a double-edged sword. Like, it does look kind of cool. I'm also not super into like cyberpunk aesthetic. The reason why I like Fallout stuff is like I like the vibe of that world, you know, where it's like, what if the 50s was the future?
Yeah.
Like, what if the World Fair was the World's Fair? Like, what if that was the future? Like, I like the environment. I think it's super.
Do you like BioShock then and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I like more
like I like BioShock. Yeah.
So do you remember the trailer for The Outer Worlds?
Yeah, I'm super into that game.
So it's the same company that made New Vegas.
Yeah, it's like Black Isle or whatever. Yeah.
It's I keep wanting to say it's BioWare, but it's not.
They're the ones that made the first 2 Fallout games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fallout 1 and 2.
So that's
and
a different company. That's a different company. So New Vegas, there was actually a different company that made New Vegas. The people who made the first 2 Fallout were the ones who now made Wasteland.
Oh, right.
Yes. So
there's a Wasteland 3 coming out, apparently. There was like a quick trailer for one at E3.
I tried to play it because I was like, I've always seen the visuals of Fallout 1 and 2, and I was like, oh, I think I would really like this. My whole problem is I don't like a hub world that you then go into like places. That's why I couldn't get into Monster Hunter and stuff. I want it to either be open world or like push me through a story. Sure. I don't like it where it like pretends like it's an open world, where it's like, here's your little hub land, and then you get like suddenly you're in another place. I'm like, no. I want to get there, or I want to like feel like we're going through a continuous
I want to
story.
ride a horse for 3 days.
Yes. 100%.
Can we talk about how the Marvel's Avengers game looked like they forgot to do their homework, and then the night before we're like, fuck, we got to show this game tomorrow. Give me some generic character models. put some Iron Man stuff on it.
Yeah.
That game looks like shit.
Yeah, I mean, for something that people were waiting so long for, it wasn't a great showing. I think the ultimate conclusion maybe that we reached was like, I don't imagine the game itself sucks too much, but like if people have been waiting a long time and then this is the first thing you're going to show them, like you should have shown them something better than that.
I'm more excited for Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yeah, 100%, which seems like just a better version of this game.
Totally.
Because you get more characters and it's probably a better storyline. I just want to make my
Spider-Verse team.
I saw a really good meme online.
Oh, you can do that? That's really cool.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I saw a good meme online where someone took a picture of like Chris Evans as Captain America.
Yep.
And then took a picture of the Captain America from the Avengers game.
Yeah.
And just wrote, I'm not wearing hockey pads.
That's really funny. I think if Ultimate Alliance wasn't coming out and Spider-Man hadn't just come out, I think we would probably be okay with this game. But you're like sandwiched in between these 2 amazing Marvel games with something that was hyped to be like
amazing. Yeah.
There's too many direct comparisons to make.
But it's hard with Square Enix because they're they will always overhype. Although I am looking forward to playing Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh god, I can't wait.
It looks pretty fucking cool.
It looks so good. I'm a little bit worried that the battle mechanics looks a little bit too much like 13, 15. Yeah. Where I'm like, oh, god, I really don't like that style. Like it just feels like hacky and have you
played like I'm replaying Final Fantasy VII right now on my PS Vita.
I'm replaying 9 right now on my...
A lot of flashbacks.
Yeah, 9, one of 6 in circulation.
So 9 I started replaying again, and I got so sick of playing it because Zidane, the main character, literally the entire time, all he's trying to do is fuck the princess, and she's clearly not super into it at first.
Yeah.
He's got kind of a rapey vibe.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's in 9?
Yeah.
I don't know that I played 9.
9 is the one that's like completely different art styles. It's the fantasy one with the art styles more of like how would you describe it? It's much more like cartoony.
Yeah, it's super cartoony. Oh, okay. Yeah, like coming after like 7 and 8. It was. I remember liking 9 when I had it on PS1.
I think later on it gets really good. Like what they do with the relationship with the team is really great.
Sure, yeah,
especially when you bring in the big giant lady, whatever, the monster lady who wears like the kitchen.
Oh yeah, she's like
I don't know how to describe that.
Is she like a salamander or something like that?
I don't know. It's weird.
You're talking. Just the mention of battle mechanics made me think of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I want someone to make like either a sequel or just a remake, but with like today's video game engine behind it.
Yeah.
Is fucking Legends of Dragoon.
They've been talking
from
about that.
PS1 days.
They've been talking about that for a
Because that
while,
game
yeah.
was the fucking shit. And if someone made like a new, you know, with all the graphics and all that kind of shit, like Legends of Dragoon, like I'm there. I'll pay whatever the $800 they say the PS5 is gonna cost. I'll pay that if I get to play fucking Legends of Dragoon.
So let me ask each of you, Rich, what was the game that you saw at E3 that you were like, this is what I'm most hyped for?
So I think that I'm tied between a few because there are different reasons why I want to play one.
Yeah.
Like high in the list is the Legends of Zelda. The island one.
Oh, the remake of Link's Awakening.
Yes.
Adorable.
Because
now that I've seen the video of it and like the way, did you notice like the way it's like soft focuses on around the edge and it's like it's really hard on the middle and then you can see it sort of fade off to the side. Like I remember when I first saw it when they first showed it at like that Nintendo Direct, I was like, this kind of looks kind of stupid. And then when I saw it at E3, I was like, oh fuck, this looks super rad.
Yeah.
Like
it's
really
the most
beautifully
fun,
done. Yeah.
So that one's probably really, really high, but then it's also like kind of tied with Star Wars, the Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh yeah, Star Wars, Nathan Drake.
But that's exactly what it is. I think that's why, because I'm like, this seems like
It's Uncharted, but it's Uncharted with Star Wars.
Coruscant.
It's exactly what I want. Because I didn't really like the other, like the Force Unleashed. I didn't.
I kind of liked those ones. It's one of those things where like I like Star Wars enough to like the shit they give me.
I'll put up with like a slightly lesser or mediocre product if it's also Star Wars.
I've liked every Spider-Man game.
Yeah, sure.
Even though lots of them were shit.
Yeah. I think that it's probably a combination of one of those two games.
Sure.
I think those are the ones that I'm like immediately like I want to play. Cyberpunk's super high up there, but
that'll be cool. Yeah.
But that's also just going to eat my entire life, so I need to like cautiously like get that, and so
it's
I'm probably going to wait.
Creator, so I'll be down for it.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. My only problem with that game.
Make a character, then just put the game away.
It's my same issue. It's my same issue with BioShock, which is I have a hard time with like just first person.
Oh yeah, I want to have a third person perspective.
You can't. Yeah, and that's a thing that like will put me out of a game. Like I
don't like first person.
I hope Outer Worlds talking about that. Like I hope that gives you that, because it's in theory it's like it's Fallout but space.
It's totally Fallout. Like the mechanics, like all of the art, it just is like colorful in space Fallout. Like, but it's basically. But that was my problem with with Witcher too. Like I just don't like. But Witcher, you were able to pull back, weren't you?
Yeah, Witcher, you can sort of like.
I don't know why, but I've read a bunch of times that they're not putting that in this game, and I'm like, God, because like. It's all about like the customization, and if you can't see it, why do I want to do it?
Move through the world. Yeah, no, I know. What about you, Doc?
I think beyond the ones that Richard mentioned, the one that I was like, this looks pretty dope was Sword and Shield.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Pokemon.
Like basically like open world Pokemon. I was like,
I've never played a Pokemon game. Ever in my life.
See,
I know.
Ever?
Never once.
Like not even like Pokemon Snap?
No. I've never played Richard just
we're done here.
Yeah.
Richard stood up and left.
What the hell? What am I looking at here? What is Pokemon special? Is this the first Pokemon?
Yeah. Take that home with you and play it.
Is this thing alive?
You just got to put batteries in it. I think it actually is alive. Now what I think about it.
You know what? I've got my original Game Boy.
Okay, then just take the game with you. Yeah, just take the game. Play it.
Okay.
It's Pokemon Yellow.
Is this the first Pokemon?
Yeah.
But I think Sword and Shield.
I need to solve this problem.
I'm into it because it's open world. You're just like running around in the field, and then all of a sudden there's like a fucking Onyx. Like you're just like encountering them in a way that you don't like get that experience from the original Pokemon game.
So
there's something kind of interesting about that, like living in a world where Pokemon are the animals of your world.
Yeah.
So instead of just like running into the forest and seeing a boar, you see like a fucking
Pokemon
Bulbasaur or whatever. Like that's dope.
Yeah, exactly. You know? And you just see a boar that calls itself Boar, right?
Yeah. Boar. I wish our world worked like that.
It's the Pokemon game that I've always wanted. Now I know that they've been sort of gradually heading towards that.
Yeah.
So it's not for the people who've been like following along. I've also I tried to play Pokemon Silver when the first time they got past the 150, and I was like, I don't like this. This isn't the original 150. I think I'm ready.
It's like 500 Pokemon.
I'm ready to move. Yeah, it's
I thought
insane.
It was just the one guy, Pikachu.
Oh no,
He's a detective.
Yeah, it's called Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And so Pikachu is actually a woman. Most people don't know that.
Really?
Yeah.
As
Ryan Reynolds.
As voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
Pikachu. Well, like the from Ash Pikachu.
Really?
This is gonna really make me dorky.
Do Pokemon have are all Pikachus female, or are there male and female?
No, there's male and female. There are
they
some.
do it, and then there
are Pokemon that are
Pokemon Dream.
like do Pokemon breed?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They have Pokemon breeders and.
I mean,
everything.
what you're really asking is do Pokemon fuck?
What he's really asking is, can I fuck a Pokemon?
Yeah, can I fuck one Pokemon?
I mean,
you know what?
Mr. Mime.
If you were gonna tell,
we're gonna talk about Doom Patrol at some point in the next spell of time.
That's not even this episode. We haven't even started.
Subscribe to our Patreon.
And the concept of fucking something is also gonna. I was thinking about this earlier, and I have a question to ask you. What is something?
The real question we all want to know is, if you were gonna fuck a Pokemon, which one would it be?
Oh, fucking Snorlax.
You like them big and asleep?
Oh, never mind. I want to change my answer. Hitmonlee.
Like BDSM, nice.
I think Squirtle sounds like a Pokemon that could fuck. You know,
it gets wet at least.
With my luck, I'd get Wartortle.
What? War Turtle?
Wartortle.
Yeah. Wartortle?
Yeah. It goes Squirtle, Wartortle, and then Blastoise. That's the evolution of.
They evolve?
Oh my god!
You're gonna have so much fun.
You're in for such a wild ride.
Did you not even watch the show?
What show?
The cartoon.
Pokemon gotta catch 'em.
Your heart's so true.
How old are you guys? Wait, how old am I?
We're 10 years older, younger than you.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
How old are you? 10 years.
It's
how
not,
old are you?
Oh yeah, I know, because it's George. Because you're associated with the George crew. That's why I always think you're 10.
The who?
George.
You're like 36, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're the same age.
We turned 32. It's not a big enough gap to justify this lack of knowledge.
Oh, I fully admit that I'm a dummy. Yeah. No, I'm a stupid dummy.
Pikachu evolves to
Yeah,
Raichu.
Into what?
To Raichu.
So what I was going back to saying was, you know, it's a female Pikachu because the tail becomes a heart at the end.
What?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Only women have hearts?
Yeah.
That's true.
Just like in real life.
That's what happened to me.
Not the women I've met.
Yeah. After a year and a half on estrogen, I've got a heart now. The first time in my life.
It's like that scene at
As soon
the
as you
end of The
walked
Grinch.
in, I asked if you had a heart on.
Yeah. Don't I?
I mean, I do now.
I don't get real ones anymore. But.
What game, Stratis, what game are you excited for?
At one point, they were going through, one of the publishers was going through games they had. And at one point, they were like, and we're releasing a Settlers of Catan game. Like, who the fuck cares?
Just play it on the board game. Like, why do you...
Or like, just put it out. Who cares?
Guess what? Don't go to E3 bringing a board game or a mobile game.
Yeah.
It's Monopoly.
I'm excited for them to fix Fallout 76. I'm excited for the new Wolfenstein.
Sure, yeah.
Doom Eternal should be fun. Final Fantasy VII Remake will be fucking cool, I think.
Yeah, that one.
That game, like
that
Final
one
Fantasy
looks dope.
VII, like I remember buying a PS1.
I could see myself getting high and watching someone else play that.
Well, they're also breaking it up into episodes.
So I'm curious to see how far
discs, I think.
How far the first episode goes.
I'm wondering if they're just going to do Midgar or if they're actually going to break it up into discs. Like, because the first disc went pretty far.
Yeah, the first disc ends when, spoiler alert, Aerith dies.
Yes.
And then end disc 1.
Also impressive that you said the name the correct way.
Well, it's spelled with a TH, not an S.
I know, but that's not how it's spelled, Aries. So,
wow. I know a certain thing about a certain thing. I don't know fuck about Pokemon.
It's in terms of nerd stuff. That's a cooler thing to know than
I don't
Pokemon.
know if that's
no. It's
true.
totally
Yeah.
no. It 100% is true.
That's better
yeah.
nerd cred than Pokemon.
Well, like, because I owned it. I was like, I've
Sorry,
been a big
Pokemon
Nintendo fan my whole life, and then I
Yeah.
bought a PS1 to play Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, yeah, that's why I bought it too. Yeah.
EGM. I think I'm super stoked for that Zelda game. I'm excited that they announced a Zelda sequel to.
I didn't give a shit
Breath
about
of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's right. You're not.
It doesn't have a storyline. If they bring a storyline into this one, I'll be into it.
I'm surprised nobody really showed off Outer Worlds, but that's probably the game I'm looking forward to playing the most the next.
I wondered. I thought of you when I was watching that. I thought that might be a game that
Yeah,
you'd be
but I
into
haven't
because it's New
seen-
Vegas like but with color. Yeah,
Basically, I haven't seen all the directs yet. Like I fell asleep watching the Ubisoft one.
because it's boring. It's like 90% first person shooters.
Yeah, and I just don't care about those things. Like if
No,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
play a
either.
first person shooter, I just play Destiny
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, like I think
or Halo. I'm excited to see because I remember being super into Halo when Halo 1
Yeah.
came out.
well that was the best party game ever.
Oh yeah. You just get in the warthogs and just drive around and shoot shit.
It's the best. I'm really excited for Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Oh yeah, I don't know anything about Dragon Quest.
You were excited too for that Minecraft, like
Minecraft Dungeons. Did
it's
you see
basically
that?
like
But it's like Diablo,
yeah,
but
it's
Minecraft.
Diablo with Minecraft.
If they connect it to your own home world, like if you can go back,
See, I don't Minecraft.
but if you, but
You know
here's
what I
the
want?
thing,
You know what I fucking want, and it didn't happen. I want a sequel to Stardew Valley.
it's not gonna happen. Yeah, it was like one person that made that,
well,
wasn't
that
it?
dude is making a new game. It's like a
Yes.
wizard game or something.
but it's
like
connected
that.
to the same world.
Yeah,
apparently,
I think so. Yeah, Stardew Valley can fucking get it.
How far have you
If I
played?
could fuck a video game, I'd fuck the shit.
I'd make
out of
Stardew.
Valley. Oh yeah,
I didn't get in that Stardew Valley.
I'd fucking rate in that Stardew Valley if you know what I mean.
Do you? Yeah, how have you beaten? Or you can't really
Beaten
beat
Stardew
it,
Valley?
but you can kind of. You can,
I've restarted a couple of times.
like, how far have you gotten? Like,
Pretty far. Like I've gotten through the one cave. I've like solved the
did you
community
get
center.
And did you go to the other cave?
Yeah, I've got half. Because I think that other cave bottoms out at like 200 floors or something
Yeah.
like that. I've gotten to like 100.
Yeah.
Because if your luck is good and you fall through a hole, you'll go pretty far.
Yes.
But you gotta watch that fortune teller on that TV, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
And-
true.
Yeah.
I'm
How the fuck
gonna.
did this become the Stardew Valley podcast? All of a
This has
sudden?
been the many different podcasts already.
How
so-
long? We've been talking for.
We
hours.
haven't even talked about the news.
So
yet.
is the podcast just called "Fall Through a Hole"? And it's the
Yeah, it's
Stardew
called
Valley.
Fall Through a Hole. Yeah.
Welcome to you've just fallen down a hole.
Have you played Stardew?
I love Stardew. I have
Who
it on
do
my
you-
Xbox.
Do
Is
you
there
have you?
news?
Are you married?
Huh?
Is there news?
Yeah, there is.
Oh, okay.
Are you married in Stardew Valley?
Yes, I married. Oh God, who was it? I can't remember. It was like a bartender.
Chelsea. Is her name Chelsea?
No,
Sandra.
grow the fuck up,
Sandra. Sandra's a name you yell only.
Yeah.
Sandra.
I married Maru.
Really?
She's sexy in a nerdy way, you know.
I'm into that. Yeah,
Yeah, no, Maru can fucking get it.
I like a woman who will make me who will like
I just gave the
Tell me
doctor a
what to do.
suggestive look. And
Oh.
he looked very uncomfortable.
It is hot in here.
so hot. So take off all your clothes.
Okay,
Don't
we
do that.
got news.
We do have news. We should probably get into.
Let's stop talking about the thing you both already talked about on another episode of the Double Dose.
Hey, that's a Patreon. You got to pay for that.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, this is a free.
Yeah. Pony up, everyone that just listened to
Yeah,
the
you
last
wanna-
Forget
20
what you
minutes.
just
You
heard.
want to hear more about
Either-
E3?
Either wipe your memories or pay us.
Yeah, or both.
Both.
And then listen to that
Yeah,
episode.
Pay us, then wipe your memory. Forgot that you paid us.
Then pay us
Pay us
again.
again.
Do that again, and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's jump into the news.
Sure.
So Harley Quinn had her origin retold in
What?
Yeah,
Harleen.
we're getting another Black Label book about Harley Quinn. And this one is from... is this Stepan Sajic doing this one?
So is this like main continuity Harley Quinn, or is this like a?
I think this
is
will be kind of
an
its own little...
It's a
alternate-
one-off.
Its own little
They're called
bubble.
like this Black Label series,
Yeah.
basically.
Oh yeah, I read one of those. What was it?
Was it the one with Bat Dick? Was it Batman Damned?
No, Batman Damned.
It is Sajak, yeah.
They showed his penis in the first issue. It caused
What
a real
does Batman's
hullabaloo.
dick look like?
Like a bat. It's bat shaped.
It's a batarang.
There's a bat hanging from it.
Each ball is a wing, and
Well, criminals are superstitious a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Superstitious and cowardly.
Yeah.
Weirdly, they got afraid when he shot down some dick and replaced it with a bat.
No one knew that's what he was talking about when he was offering up a bat copter.
But yeah. So we're already getting a Harley and Joker Black Label book as well.
Yeah.
And then they announced this other Harley book, which is like fine. Like I don't have a problem with people telling stories about characters they want to tell stories about. But it's just like it's funny that like these announcements are very like back to back. And in main continuity, a Harley and Ivy book just got announced too. Like there's a lot of Harley stuff.
Are Harley and Ivy still together in like because they were a couple for a while, weren't they?
They are, but the solicitation in this Harley and Ivy book calls them best friends, which is just a lie. Like
my girlfriend's my best friend.
Come on.
No, I'm serious.
She doesn't listen.
She will. She's gonna see I'm on it.
Oh, sorry. Great answer.
Okay, now the mics are off,
but yes, we're getting another Harley book, basically,
which is exciting.
So does it?
It's sort of like her origin, like
her origin
descent into madness.
Well, because her original origin story, correct me if I'm wrong, but she was a psychiatrist at Arkham.
Yes,
and then fell for the Joker.
Yes,
and then got herself all fucked up.
Basically.
Okay.
I don't know how they're specifically changing it. The quote from Sajak is that it's a story of her road to hell with good intentions. He explains, and a smile that costs her soul. More than anything, it's a tale about good people falling in love, falling from grace, falling apart.
The one thing I will say is
can they change your stupid name from Harleen Quinzel?
Quinzel.
Yeah, come on. What are you talking about?
Aerith.
I still hold that the worst civilian name in all of comics is Black Bolt, being Blackagar Boltagon.
Yeah, that's 100%.
There is
true.
no civilian name in comics worse than
that was like a 455 job that needed to get done.
Oh shit,
Black Bolt needs to have another real name.
Blackagar Boltagon. That sounds like me trying to make a dial dog.
It's like somebody
and looking at a photo of
looking at Black Bolt and being like,
You're falling down the stairs and naming a character at the same time.
Oh my god. All right, next piece of news. Epix has just dropped the first trailer for Pennyworth.
Yes.
I think we should watch it.
Is that young Alfred?
Yeah.
Why the fuck do we need these stories? Like, who saw Alfred and was like, what if he was like as a young fuck?
Well, I could say that.
Because some people have a dream. And the dream might perhaps include murdering some parents of a young wealthy boy and setting him on a dark path.
Wait, Alfred is the one that kills his parents?
No.
You clearly don't listen to this podcast.
Look, guys, I'm busy. I listen.
You subscribe to the Patreon.
Yeah.
Go back to Double Dose number 2. It'll blow your mind.
Fucking better.
We did it. We did a complete improv.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We improv 50 minutes of Alfred Begins.
Let's watch the trailer.
Okay, let's do it. I have no idea what that show is about.
When I was in Burma, me and my friends were working for the local government.
Well, hold on, Myanmar?
They gave me guns the size of a tangerine.
It does look like a couple of different shows.
That being said, I am kind of stoked on it. I'm going to totally watch it.
To borrow your parlance, I think Alfred can get it.
Oh, 100%. Look, whenever it's a young version of X, like, young Pope was getting it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's cool, Pope. Yeah, I mean, cool.
I'm surprised
Pope.
Jude Law is not playing young Alfred, to be perfectly honest.
I don't think he's young enough anymore. Jude Law's like 50.
But still young
50's the new 20, though.
What was...
I would fist Jude Law.
That's... Okay, yeah. Him and his... I used to... I can't remember what the movie was, but I learned how to tie a cool scarf, not because of watching him in a movie.
You're so cool.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. You do a loop and then you put the end through the loop.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
It's nice. So that was the Pennyworth trailer. Next, everyone's favorite, Tom King, adds a popular 90s villain to the Batman Catwoman series.
The Phantasm is coming to comic continuity.
From Mask of the Phantasm?
From Mask of the Phantasm.
Isn't she dead?
Well, she's never been in the comics.
Oh, right. Yeah, sure. She was animated only, right? Yeah.
That Batman Catwoman 12-issue series, which will sort of finish off Tom King's Batman story,
right?
Is introducing
the Phantasm.
I like the
which is dope as hell.
The photo is really rad. with the phantasm, with the blade, and the image of Batman and Catwoman, and it says she awaits you.
So is it going to be? I wonder if it'll be the same character because I haven't seen Mask of the Phantasm for a very
What's her
long
name?
time.
Andrea Beaumont, I think is her the character's name.
Andrea Beaumont.
Oh shit! Is it me?
The Phantasm.
Yeah. Because she was Bruce Wayne's ex-lover that then became the Phantasm because her dad died or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. That's a incredible animated movie. But yeah,
I'm
I think
curious to see how
they
it
just
works,
introduced like a comic version of the Arkham Knight over in Detective Comics.
Yeah.
That's less interesting than what the video game did, even though the video game just did Jason Todd.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I'm more excited about this, especially if it is the same character. And if the whole point is that this is Bat and Cat actually getting together after they were sort of split apart
That's
earlier in
right.
Tom King's run, it would make sense to bring back like an old flame from Bruce's past that's sort of tied in. That's like a dark reflection of him and her. You
Bat
know, like
and Cat
you could.
can get it.
They can. That's
Meow.
true. All that leather. I mean,
All that chafing.
Swamp ass.
Jesus.
All right, next piece of news. DC unveils the Shazam Who Laughs.
Yeah, so there's a new Batman Superman series that's kind of spinning out of this Batman Who Laughs series that just ended, which itself spun out of Dark Knight's Metal.
Have you heard of the Batman Who Laughs?
Oh yeah, I read a couple of those books.
Fucking rad.
So
Yeah, it's like fanfic brought to life. basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
very much so. But this Batman Superman series, they're following the Batman Who Laughs as he basically infects and jokerizes other people. So this Shazam Who Laughs, I think I don't know if it's Prime Earth Shazam or if it's a Dark Multiverse Shazam who then also gets jokerized. But either way, it's pretty fucked up.
Is there an image of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have a spike thing on his fucking face? Like-
No, he's just got the
Who
hood
laughs?
over and you see the smile. The lightning is backwards.
The
do you-
lightning is backwards.
how do you know that
And
he
he's got like a Jon
How do you know
Snow
the
cape.
lightning is backwards?
Because I read comics.
Oh, the lightning on his chest is.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought you
sorry.
meant-
Yeah, no, no,
because
no.
there's
The
lightning.
lightning in the
That's. I thought the same thing, and I was like,
It's me like with the Charlie Day with the
Yeah.
string. Like the lightning's backwards.
Okay, that's a cool idea. in
Right?
theory,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the Shazam.
I just want to know how it's going to affect Billy Batson.
Well, but again, I don't know if this is the Billy Batson or if this is like
A Shazam.
I saw a panel that was like that one of the Batman Who Laughs, one of the Robins is Billy. So I think it might be a Billy from the Dark Multiverse.
Oh, so it's like Jason Todd as Shazam.
Oh, Billy.
Well, no, it's actually Billy, but yes.
Oh, but Billy Batson was a Robin in the other content.
Yeah, sort of like corrupted and
Sure,
made
yeah.
nice.
That makes sense.
Nice. All right, last piece of news. The Dollar Comics format is returning to DC.
Yeah, so Dollar Comics was basically a way of taking like iconic issues, making them only cost $1 and reprinting them. So that, you know, if you want Crisis on Infinite Earths #1 and it's just like $1, this is a sort of a classic issue of a comic.
God, I feel like I'm
here's
gonna
a
lose.
version of it for
I'm
you.
going to lose so much money doing this. Oh my God.
Don't you just have Comixology?
Well, no, now I've got, the doctor got me hooked on a new website that's super dangerous. Cheap Comics.
Oh, it's called
bookoutlet.ca.
Yeah.
Oh.
The
Book Outlet is insane.
has a physical location in St. Catharines if you're interested.
Oh.
Like,
But basically, I think they get any books that are like lightly damaged
Oh,
from
yeah,
other
sure.
bookstores and then just sell them at like crazy discounts.
Oh, shit.
On a regular
Yeah.
day, things are 40 to 50% off, and then they have some sales sometimes too, and they go to
Okay.
like 70%. It's crazy.
it's crazy. Like, if you just want to have the book and read it and are not a
sometimes
collector.
I order like 6 graphic novels for the price of like 2.
Of 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Sometimes you go to the local comic book shop and get something for $10.
Yeah, fuck
and-
you.
So so it'll be, but it's like gold and silver age stuff,
Not necessarily. I
No,
mean, some of it's relatively modern.
like
I think
New
there's
52
like
stuff.
no,
not
like
nearly
maybe
that.
just pre. You
Yeah,
know, like
sure.
I think it's like Batman, and maybe in like the
That's kind of cool because there's a lot of that
Detective
older,
Comics in like the 800 issues,
yeah,
sort of thing.
and there's a lot of that older stuff I'm not super into, and I wouldn't go back through like Comixology and buy old like back issues for $4 or whatever.
but it's
if
you know
they
it's
were
a cool way
buck,
where it's
yeah.
like if you like the physical media, but you like I don't want to have to hunt down a whatever this special issue is.
Yeah.
They reprint it, it's worth less. You know, you just buy it for you can actually have it. You know, especially if you like having like the actual physical comic book.
Right.
It's kind of nice.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Again, more of this sort of accessibility stuff. They've got like all those Walmart exclusive books, so they like live in a space that isn't a comic book shop. You know, having this as well. It's also, I think it's all these like little kind of outreachy things to make inroads into DC Comics slightly more accessible.
Which
it's all like baby steps stuff.
I'm so
I'm
so for this. I think that they're doing a really good job with this type of stuff, and I'm looking forward to buying a bunch of comics for $1.
I know, so much.
Insane. All right. Now for this week's theme.
Grab bag.
Yes.
We haven't got to the
number 4. Grab bag
this
number 4.
This is the 4th Fanstravaganza, where we go back into our mailbag because we either get too many questions for a specific theme, or we just get questions intermittently and they don't necessarily fit with what we're doing with episodes or whatever. So, you know, we periodically have to catch up on these things. So this is a random grab bag, sort of like fun, silly questions all across sort of the DC spectrum, basically.
That's right. So let's jump into it.
Let's do it.
First, we're going over to Facebook.
Going to the face and the book. Going to the Facebook.
I forgot your fucking sections had songs.
Oh, yeah. Everything has a song.
I thought you said you listened.
I do. Thought I'm an idiot.
I mean, they're not wrong.
From the mouths of babes.
First question comes, and the only one on Facebook. The most interesting resident on the earth.
Roland Sabas?
That's right, my friend. It's Roland Sabas.
It was one or the other.
Roland Sabas asks, do you think the Justice League cartoon TV show did justice to the DC lore and possibly made fans more aware of the lesser-known characters?
No. Next question.
Boom. Did you watch the Justice League cartoon ever?
No.
Or Justice League Unlimited, or like Batman Brave of the Bold?
No. I watched Batman the Animated Series.
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
that counts. That's in there. All of those animated shows, I think, at a certain point, do something for promoting characters people don't know about. I mean, even in a Batman show, you're going down through villains like Killer Croc, Man-Bat. You know, like you eventually get Firefly. You eventually get to like lesser or secondary sort of
Solomon
characters.
Grundy shows up at a certain point. Yeah.
Sure, you know, like
as long as it's a Monday.
But that Justice League cartoon and, you know, like Batman Brave and the Bold, there's an arc, like multiple episodes in Batman Brave and the Bold, where Bwana Beast ends up being like the hero that saves the day.
Bwana Beast?
Also known as the White God of Kilimanjaro. Mike Maxwell finds a helmet and elixir in a cave, and he gains the power to control animals and also to create chimera. He can fuse any two animals together.
Wow.
The mantle later inherited rightfully by a black African.
I was just going to say. Why didn't they just call him White Savior, the hero?
Ooh.
I mean, literally in a comic, they refer to him as the White God of Kilimanjaro.
Wow.
It's pretty bad stuff. But Bwana Beast has like an actual arc. Or, you know, like in the Justice League cartoon, The Question had a big sort of through line, a big story, you know, where he thought Superman was going to kill Lex Luthor and become a tyrant. So he was like, I have to kill Luthor so Superman can't. It's like a cool thing. And you see like the Question's paranoia, you know, like if you're a kid watching that and then later someone gives you Watchmen, you're like, oh, I see what happened there. Like I see where Rorschach came from. Mm-hmm. So like, I do think those cartoons do a job of that, but there's also a bunch of characters you see in the background that don't get highlighted, you know, like Aztec. Never really got a moment in Justice League Unlimited. A villain like the Key sort of barely shows up. But then there's other weird ones that do, you know, like Vigilante, the cowboy that rides the motorcycle. He's kind of like a troubadour.
These people are all fake, right?
I mean, yes, they're all fictional.
The Key?
Yeah, the Key.
As his superpowers, he just knows where his keys are.
Don't worry about it.
God, that sounds like a dial dog. Don't forget that.
Yeah, bank that. You know, Shining Knight. You know, like there's lots of characters that got like a little bit of spotlight in that show that maybe otherwise wouldn't. Now, the show doesn't provide, at the end of the episode, doesn't go like, if you liked Shining Knight, go read this. Like you're probably
consult your local library.
You're probably just like fucked for a decade until you stumble across something, right? But like in general, yeah, for exposure and stuff like that, yeah, I think the shows did fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. With that, the Dr. DC podcast will be back after this quick break.
What?
Hey, all. I just wanted to take a second and recommend some of the great podcasts that are on Stitcher Premium now. It's Stitcher's a podcast platform that I use personally, and I subscribed to Stitcher Premium even before they gave it to us for free for a year. But I paid for it before. Those bastards got me. But yeah, you've probably already heard about Marvel's hit scripted podcast. Even I have, and this is a DC podcast. But Wolverine: The Long Night. I almost dipped. I almost did. Oh, Logan from the Bayou.
Yeah, that's right.
Gizmodo called it.
No, I just briefly.
I'm sorry, I can't. Gizmodo called it the X-Men crime podcast. I never knew I wanted. Now Wolverine is back in a brand new season of the podcast, and you can hear it only on Stitcher Premium, so it's worth picking that up.
Yeah, definitely.
The season's called Wolverine: The Lost Trial, and it picks up with Logan in Louisiana Bayou. That's right. Bonsoir, my friends.
Is he also Gambit?
That's the trick about when you start doing Bayou and an X-Men character, and it kind of just turns into
Wolverine starts calling everybody Mon Chéri.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there's only so many things you could say.
Yeah, that's right.
But this story was written by comic book author Benjamin Percy and stars Richard Armitage, who you may know from The Hobbit and Hannibal or Berlin Station as Wolverine.
That's right.
Then if you're looking for a new sci-fi comedy podcast, which I definitely am always looking for, set on a space station in the distant future, then you should check out EOS 10 or EAS. Yes, they even put the thing.
Yeah, it's right there. It's EOS 10.
Yeah, EOS 10.
Yeah.
It's a story of two maladjusted doctors and their medical team aboard an intergalactic travel hub on the edges of space. Kind of like Scrubs, the TV show, but in space, which sounds awesome.
Scrubs in space.
Space. The year 2000.
I thought you were doing Silverchair for a second.
Why would I do Silverchair?
Silverchair the band?
Yeah. Make it up to you.
With Stitcher Premium, you also get thousands of hours of original and ad-free content like Comedy Bang Bang and Kevin Smith's Smodcast.
That's right, yeah.
Two podcasts that I'm an avid listener of. Yeah. Plus early access to new releases, exclusive bonus episodes, and archives of your favorite other podcasts. And hundreds of stand-up comedy albums. So definitely something that
there's a ton of dope shit.
Yeah. It's totally worth it.
Get on it.
I subscribe to it for one podcast, and I get access to all his other stuff. So it's super affordable and worth like subscribing, and it's the same price as you would for like add it to your like obviously.
It's also super nice to get the ad free stuff that you're listening to for free on Stitcher. Then just listen to it, and they'll never cut away to.
Well, that's the ad,
which is pretty dope too.
That is really rad.
I work for myself and I have nowhere to be and no time schedule, and I have zero time for ads. I will pay any dollar figure, just get ads out of my life forever. Not like...
Right? I almost got in so many car accidents by like hitting forward.
Oh, God.
Unless it was a Dr. DC.
No, that was the gas pedal. You're confused.
I call it forward.
I was hitting forward.
Yeah.
And,
unless it's Dr. DC, and then I like keep going backwards to re-listen to it over and over again.
Oh, yeah, greatest hits.
Yeah, it's just because it's such quality content. To get a free month trial of Stitcher Premium. So look, we've already told you how good it was, but don't listen to us, dummies.
Try it.
We're a bunch of idiots. But you can get free 1 month. What?
Yeah, bring it home.
Oh, okay.
Come
on. You can get 1 month for free. All you have to do is go to StitcherPremium.com and use the personal promo code we've been given, which is just 2 letters. It's easy to remember.
Yeah.
DC. I almost forgot.
I saw the panic in your eyes.
Oh my God. That's all you have to do. Just go to StitcherPremium.com, use the promo code DC, and 1 month. If I'm wrong, complain to me. I'm not going to listen. I'll listen to what you guys have to say anyways.
That counts as bringing it home. I think you did it. Stuck the landing.
Yeah. And we're back.
Hey.
Oh.
Hip hop hooray.
Hip hop hooray.
Hurrow? Hip hop hurrow?
Oh, hip hop. No, that's good. Yeah, no, it's heading into bag territory. Let's head on over to Twitter.
Twitter.
First question comes from Chad Bokelman.
Bokel.
Don't you wish you had that stuff for every single one of your fans?
Yeah, I really
It's
did.
a lot of fun.
Every single
Yeah, how many drops do you have on your podcast?
Very few.
Have you thought of changing that?
No.
Would you like to bring us in to consult?
Yeah, maybe.
Speaking of consultation work,
Yeah, we could be drop consultants.
Well,
it's only $10,000.
Lish learns and plays whatever song we're playing. She plays it on a Casio keyboard.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, so what you're saying is that your podcast
Has talent.
Let's go one talented person, her.
Well, Richard knows how to edit, so I've just hitched myself to that wagon.
That's true. That's a talent, right? Chad asks, comic book fans love Easter eggs, and Booster's series might have had the greatest amount of continuous Easter eggs in it. Talk about Rip Hunter's chalkboard.
Yeah, so Booster Gold, quick recap, time traveler.
Big fan.
Yeah. Yeah, you love this
I
character.
love Booster.
He comes back from the 25th century to find like fame and fortune, but then he learns the value of heroism, becomes like an actual superhero. But Rip Hunter, in his sort of late 2000s series, this former, like longtime character in DC, Rip Hunter, the Time Master, is sort of like mentoring him. And he has this chalkboard that has a bunch of weird shit just scrawled on it. And it was all stuff that was either about to happen in different books or about to happen in that book.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was kind of like little hints of the future, essentially.
The Time Master?
Yeah, Rip Hunter.
The Time Master!
The Time Master.
It is I, heroes! Rip Hunter, the Time Master!
Also known as Macaulay Culkin. Oh, wait, that's Page Master.
That's different, yeah. Here's just some of the things that at different points in time have been written on the chalkboard.
Oh, okay.
Batman gets it.
Batman can get it. Tinder, but for here. No.
Tinder, but for me specifically.
Yeah. So here's some of the things. Dead by lead. World War III. Why? How? He won't smell it. The scarab is eternal.
Even if he dealt it.
I'm not kryptonite. Who is the Batwoman? Secret 5. The old gods are dead. The new gods want what's left. Find the Sun Devils. When am I? 1870. Just like it's and it changes as time goes on.
Secret sauce. 11 herbs and spices.
I was this close.
I would say some would call it doctor, but it's the doctor that's choking.
But yes.
Don't do that. That's what got you into trouble.
Basically, a bunch of different things would show up on this chalkboard, and they would sort of be hints of either stuff that would come later in either that 52 weekly series or in Booster's series, or, like there's teases of Final Crisis, there's teases of New Krypton, like stories that were coming up.
So this is stuff that he was like writing. It was like written on this chalkboard well before it happened in like comics continuity.
Yeah, and the idea was it was like they're solving time mysteries sort of thing.
So they were like, what if the Sports Almanac from Back to the Future Part 2 was a comic book character guy?
Yes. But also, what if Booster went back in time to fuck his mom?
Get your damn hands off her.
But like World War III happened near the end of the 52 series. Basically, ISIS, not the terrorist organization in the real world,
but the god.
Yeah, ISIS is like Black Adam's love is killed, and Black Adam goes on like a rampage across the world. It's World War III. As everyone tries to stop him. The Dead by Lead, that's a reference to Mon-El, who's a Daxamite. He's a member of the Legion of Superheroes. His weakness is lead. And there was stuff happening with the Legion of Superheroes post Infinite Crisis. Who is the Batwoman? She had only just started appearing. We only discovered that she was Kate Kane in the 52 series. So all of these things were like questions posed and then answered. And then in Booster's series, the chalkboard changed a couple of times. There were references to Mr. Mind and things like that.
Mr. Mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a Mrs. Mind?
No, but Mr. Mind is a caterpillar that talks through like a little radio.
Yes, you would have seen it at the end of the Shazam movie.
Yeah.
And
Mr. Mind is in Shazam.
I didn't see Shazam.
Shock you. Well, I think we're done here.
Yep. Want to move next?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like it's. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there. I'm not going to go through all of it. But basically, yeah, the idea was that it was just like, especially with that 52 series, because it was weekly, they knew where it was going. So they just, throw little Easter eggs in, same with that booster series and things like that. And then like later they would sort of pay off in varying degrees of satisfaction. Some of them were like, aha. And then other ones were like, oh, that's what that meant. But yes, it was basically a bunch of built-in pre-Easter eggs.
Did they bring any
Pre-Easter eggs, if you will.
Did they bring any of that into the CW
I was
show?
really hoping for a laugh.
That was a good wink you just gave me, though.
Guess what else is back?
Come?
That was an Arrested Development reference.
Did they bring that into Legends of Tomorrow at all?
No, Rip Hunter never had a chocolate.
Oh, that's
But Booster is
unfortunate.
also not in that show.
Two things that...
Rip Hunter is also way less interesting or charismatic on that show than he is in the comics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Which is why he's been largely written out. Like, Rip has been like a minor role at best in multiple of the seasons.
Because I've only watched the beginning, like first two seasons, so...
I think they realized the mistake was making him the lead.
But he's
Basically.
a great character.
He's all right.
I just like him because of
He's
Doctor
not
Who.
as- yeah. Well, that's fair, yeah.
He's in Doctor Who?
Yeah, the actor's name is Arthur Darvill or something.
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
from the
He was
the
10th...
most British
Rory?
sounding name.
Was his name Rory on Doctor
Yeah,
Who? Is that-
yeah, from the 10th Doctor, Matt Smith season.
No, 10th
Yeah.
Doctor is David Tennant. Come on.
11th,
That's
sorry.
fucking-
This guy.
Wow. I'm the one with the Doctor Who license plate.
Yeah, so you should know.
I know, so don't correct me. Next question
All right.
comes from Stump Chunkman.
Step into the stump!
Stump Chunkman!
Bah!
That's our Shock Jock radio.
Good Lord.
Are you sure you don't want drops in your podcast?
So you can see how fun they are. They're a lot of...
And not at all
they're-
embarrassing to do live in front of your idol.
Oh, yeah.
Idol.
We did a live show with Tom Goss and John Gabris.
Oh, wow.
And,
yeah, right.
And I had to do all of these drops because you didn't do them with me.
No, because I definitely put him out there and I was
Fucking
like...
coward.
Fucking coward.
Not quite as much. I was slightly less of a coward. I only bailed on a couple of them.
It's
What
true.
What did Don Stuntman ask? What was his
Stump Chunkman.
Don Stontman?
name? Sorry, Don.
That's my accountant.
Stump. Is that his real name? Stump Chunk.
Well, that's not his real name.
Yeah, it's his Christian name.
Please, that's Dr. Chunkman.
That was my father.
So what is
That's his slave name.
What is
Jesus. No. No.
Stump Chunkman asks, What's the deal with Etrigan?
who?
Etrigan, the demon.
Do you know Etrigan?
I have no idea what we're talking about.
So, Etrigan the Demon, you might like this one. Basically, in like Arthurian times, this guy named Jason Blood is bonded to this demon, Etrigan. And he becomes immortal because of it, but he can flip back and forth between being Jason or being the demon, but the demon only speaks in rhymes, so he has to like summon him. He has to say, "Gone, gone, form of man, arise the demon Etrigan," and then he would transform into this demon who only rhymes and can like breathe fire and shoot fire.
Does
and
dragon stuff.
is that sort of
Does whatever a dragon can.
yeah, basically that sort of stuff. But he's like a medieval rhyming demon, basically. So it's like demonic powers, but used for good, essentially.
But his name is Jason Blood?
Yeah. It was the Middle Ages. I'm sure they were just testing out last names.
I mean, in the
the
Middle-
concept of the family name.
Wasn't it like a thing like what you do for a living is your job?
Yeah.
Is your name?
Yeah.
So is he like a blood
Leechman.
guy? Yeah, Jason Leachman was thinking.
Yeah, and his descendant Cloris.
What was the question?
Just what's the deal?
Oh.
What's the deal with
That's a
Etrigan?
fucking rhyming dragon from Arthurian legend.
But Etrigan, so there's a couple of writers who have been like, let's not make him rhyme anymore. It's too hard. But for the most part, he rhymes.
Lazy writers.
He rhymes in that sort of like that rhyme scheme, like da 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 da. Everything that he says, and he's like medieval. So there's lots of like forsooths and yees and like
he's Pop Goes the
Fortnites
Weasel.
and fortnights and thee and thou and whatnot.
Your grace.
Yeah.
So he's young Alfred, basically.
I want to be more than a man and do what only a demon can. Kill the Waynes.
If you find a man, you give him boots, and then you design a fancy suit.
Oh. Walk through the alley to get to your car, but a man will stop you and you won't get far.
I was wondering where that one was going for a second.
Yeah, me too. In general, does this sound like a premise for a character that you would be interested in reading?
No.
No? Why not? Is it the rhyming? Is it because he rhymes?
I think it's because his name is Jason Blood.
That's such a metal name, though.
Yeah, that's why I can't get down with it. It doesn't feel very Arthurian.
Right. Lancelot.
Yeah.
Guinevere. Jason Blood.
Jason.
Kevin.
Jason sounds like the guy that
Bile.
bullied Lancelot in middle school. Yeah.
Tyler Sword.
Yeah. His dad, Chad Blood.
They're all bought into lesser demons, I would say, yeah.
If you fall down a well and get surrounded by bats, one day you'll get old and you'll fuck a cat.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, fair enough. Wow. But yes, essentially that's the deal with Etrigan. He's like a rhyming demon. The demon is of like hell aristocracy, and that's why he has to rhyme. So it's like a mark of nobility.
He's the Fing Fang Foom of the
See,
DC
now I don't know anything
universe.
about Fing Fang Foom.
Fing Fang
is
Foom
that the dragon?
Yeah, it's the dragon of Marvel. It's the fucking.
Is it the dragon Iron
stupidest
Fist
thing.
has to kill?
No, that's
It's a different dragon.
Yeah.
There's more than one dragon.
I was gonna say Shaolin, but that's just because I watched the Wu-Tang documentary the other day.
Yeah, that's
a good document.
Yeah.
So sorry. So then, who is Fing Fang
Kao Lao
Foom?
the Undying. I think that's the
okay.
dragon
Yeah.
that he puts his fist into.
Right.
Yeah, just right in there.
Yeah.
But Fing Fang Foom is
So you have to just put a couple of fingers.
Fing
in
Fang
first
Foom is like a dragon, but I think he also lives in the form of a man.
Oh,
I could
okay.
be thinking of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Is that who is that like an enemy of? Is that like an Iron Man?
He's kind of
villain,
like one of
or-
those. I actually don't
or like
know.
Avengers. Or-
He's kind of like one of those guys that would show up in various stories, but wasn't
Right.
really tied to any one specific character.
Okay.
I also don't remember Fing Fang Foom was always a bad guy.
Oh, I see. Well, I mean, in that way, then yeah, it does sound
He's one of those Marvel guys
similar
that
to
doesn't show
Etrigan
up.
because
Yeah.
the demon's got his own sort of agenda, but Jason Blood is good, despite the metal name. Yeah.
If you think killing orphans is lots of fun, then put them in tights and say they're your son.
Oh Jesus!
Next question.
Oh no! Oh, okay. What was the next question?
That's a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. You should write
Always
Etrigan.
speak, yeah, in rhyming couplets.
Yeah. We should do a rhyming episode.
Oh, fine.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. The next question comes from Raging.
Oh, sorry. That was my very sweet. You usually psych yourself up for that one.
Raging G, read a bloody tome. Region G, my bats always have foam.
The drop for Raging G is one hardcore line and one, like, not at all.
Softcore.
Yes.
Yeah.
I suppose softcore, yeah.
Raging G, I kill guys in a cape. Raging G, I really like to vape.
Hey, vaping's pretty hardcore.
Is it?
Is it?
No.
I've said this a couple of times, but my favorite one as Richard was coming up with these was one time the hardcore line he came up with was like, Raging G, I'm afraid of death. And it was like such a window.
Yeah.
It's not hardcore.
Raging G, quite a bit at night.
See? Raging G,
Please
I do
don't
it
turn
with a
out the
knife.
light. Oh, sorry.
What?
I said, please don't turn out the light.
I said I do it with a knife.
Oh, Jesus. So what does Raging G ask?
Raging G want?
Yeah, he asks, do you like Gotham's approach to villains that they existed and then Batman came along? Or do you prefer the Batman created almost all of them, and each one reflects one of his weakness? I think that's.
Did you watch Gotham at all?
No, I watched a little bit of the first season, and then I sort of fell off it. I mean, I know a little bit. Like, I was reading a thing the other day about how they sort of brought the Joker in this like super convoluted way.
Yeah.
With,
Well,
like,
yes.
the twins.
the
and,
first
like-
time they did it. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the first like 3 times.
Yeah.
Well, that would be a hard thing, right? Because it's like it's such an iconic person that you want to do it right, and also it's nice when you know that nobody's actually watching your show that you can just do whatever you want.
Well, they started doing it in a really cool way the first time, and then basically, I don't know if it was Warner Brothers or whoever, somebody basically came down and was like, "Whoa, you can't make that Joker. Like, we got plans for Joker," and they were like, "Okay."
And his name's Jared Leto.
Yeah, and so they had to bail on this great character.
They had to basically make him not the Joker, even though they had done a bunch of Joker stuff with him, like cutting off his face.
Yeah.
Like, clearly Joker stuff.
Yeah.
And then...
I mean, they're like, okay, this time we're
and then
going to
his
do
twin, but then even that wasn't it.
I just remember looking at it and being like, well, this kind of makes me think of like how old certain characters would be. Because then it's like, because Penguin is there from the very beginning, right?
Yeah, which that makes sense to me.
Sure, yeah, because like
And Cobblepot's
Penguin's an older
probably
man.
like an older
he's
dude.
a highlight of that show.
Yeah, and he's like a politician or something, is he not?
Well, no, he's sort of like a sniveling like bar rat in that show.
That
Right.
starts.
until he like
And then
rises
he sort of
through the
rises,
ranks.
yeah.
Which feels very organic. And then like, there's like the Riddler makes it in there.
Yeah.
and
Riddler starts as a GCPD CSI, and then
that makes
slowly
sense.
goes crazy.
I mean, I like that idea. It's the same thing as like, and it's the same thing when you think about Marvel stuff. Is like, well, these universes are different continuity than the comics.
Yeah.
So like, they can do whatever the fuck they want.
They're
Building their own world.
So now, philosophically, though, the big question is whether or not they're doing their own thing. Do you like the idea that these villains sort of
would have existed.
they just start popping into existence, and then that drives the need for Batman? Or do you prefer the world where Batman shows up to fight crime and then sort of inspires these
It's a
sort of
cause and
costumey
effect. Sure,
villains?
yeah.
Do you have a preference or like a side you would come down on?
See, I like the idea of, because I hate it to be like, oh, Batman existed, so then all of these villains exist, because eventually, if Batman was such a fucking good detective, he'd be able to see, oh, I'm the problem.
I'm doing it, yeah.
And he'd butterfly effect himself.
Oh, shit.
Like, if I didn't exist,
Yeah.
these people wouldn't exist.
Right.
Like, I don't like it being so hard-lined because there's a Batman, there's a million, like, of these fucking dudes.
Sure,
you know?
yeah.
Like, it feels better when they're like, there's just a natural rise in this sort of thing as like, what do they call? Are they metahumans in DC?
Well, they are, although most of Batman's rogues aren't.
Yeah, because
With
Batman
a few
himself is not, yeah.
exceptions, you know.
But like, so as the rise of metahumans throughout the world increases, there's also this increase in like that sort of like garish criminal that's not just like,
Right.
my name is Tom and I own a gun and I've got this bag with a $1 sign on it.
Yeah,
That's what they call me, bag gun.
Save that. We got to fucking do dial docs.
Yeah.
Shit.
Classic
Save
Tom.
bag gun.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. What do you like? What do you think? How do you feel about that?
I think I don't necessarily mind. Well, I mean, I definitely don't mind doing something different. But something about this show bugged me, and I think it was that they bailed on an idea. Like the first season is just a detective show.
Yeah.
Great.
It happens to have little nods to the future of Batman.
Because it's supposed to be more focused on Jim Gordon. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But as soon as you get into the second season, they're like, fuck, Hugo Strange, Mr. Freeze. Like they start throwing this shit out at you.
But some of them
And
make
it was
sense. Like
because
Hugo Strange would make sense.
he would, but
Yeah.
then like all of these villains started cropping up fully formed with no bat. Like we're like
With no Batman,
We're like a
yeah.
decade out from Batman, and I think it's because they bailed on the original idea, which maybe was a bad idea.
Like they would have burned the city to the ground if Batman
know,
took another 10 years.
But
like,
maybe you can't make 6 seasons of a show without supervillain. Maybe it was just a bad idea. Like, but I just think I don't like that the first season basically holds true to that.
yeah.
And then it like really, really turns, and they had to quick get that kid to the mountain cave to train. Like,
So is Bruce Wayne in it?
yeah. The show, like the first episode of the first season, the Waynes are shot.
Yeah, in Crime Alley.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
the fuck?
It's called Park Row until they get
I might
killed.
have brought this up in the show before, but why when they're like, well, let's leave the opera early in the middle of the fucking night. Let's just jump into Crime Alley.
It wasn't Crime Alley.
It was called Park Row. It's only called Crime Alley after they're killed.
Okay. So they're not like, let's just go into murder parking
But
lot.
I think in some versions, they don't necessarily leave the movie early. And in the ones where they do, I think it's like in Christopher Nolan's movies, it's because Bruce is scared.
Yeah,
Because he feels fear, which he overcomes and masters. But it's basically
I just got to stop in Crime Alley and tie my shoe.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, I couldn't find a parking spot close to the theater. You're going to have to walk through the alley. I'm just on a back street.
You just come through there, and then you get a little pop, and you get to Batman.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think that it's, I don't know. Gotham's fucking stupid.
We kind of agree.
Yeah, I mean, I really hate the
I
second
wanted to
season
like
of that
it.
show.
Yeah.
I heard it got better later. So I'm considering just jumping in cold to the third season and being like, this is a superhero show, not a detective show. Let's see what happens.
But it would be interesting as a detective show. Like, if
I
you want
really
to do
like the first season.
For some reason, DC's obsessed with like young whatever the fuck. So like, if you want to be obsessed with young Jim Gordon, the least interesting character in Batman, sure.
Ooh,
That's throwing down a gauntlet there.
Would you say you're more excited for Pennyworth than you were for Gotham?
Yeah, and like that's like a zero-sum battle.
Right.
It's like, am I more excited to get like cancer in my finger or cancer in my toe?
Oh,
Wow.
Jesus.
That's like small cancer.
Lowercase c.
Yeah, lowercase c.
Yeah, it's before the cancer evolves.
Exactly.
Into
Yeah,
rye
into a war cancer.
War cancer.
Good Lord. All right, let's move on.
Sure.
Next question comes from EC, who asks, which DC adaptations do you think have done a better job at portraying the DC universe?
Have you seen like very many of like their sort of direct to DVD like animated films?
I've seen some of
that?
them. Yeah.
Are there any that like stand out that you were like, oh, that was actually pretty dope?
Have you
Well,
seen
Master
Ninja
of Phantasm
Batman?
is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Mask of the Phantasm. Yeah, totally.
Like the Batman ones are, especially during like the run of Batman the Animated Series, those are super good. And even some of them after, like I watched the Red Hood one.
Yeah,
Because
I mean that is an adaptation of a very specific.
Well,
story,
and I like
yeah.
that story.
Yeah.
I think it's, I don't know. Jason Todd is a character that they've always struggled to figure out how to write.
Yeah.
But like right around that Red Hood era, it is interesting of like the Robin that falls from grace that becomes a vigilante that crosses the line that Batman doesn't.
Yeah.
In theory, that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
And that like, and I've seen, I don't know, I'm not like super into Superman, so I've never really watched any
Sure.
of those. Like Superman is just kind of milquetoast, you know?
Right.
Definitely classic problem. Did you see the recent Batman Ninja?
No.
Yeah, I mean, an adaptation in that it's just taking Batman and doing something with it.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Not an adaptation
you know
of a
what I
specific
think
story, but yes.
You know what I think is a good adaptation of a DC universe is Doom Patrol.
We'll get into it.
I mean,
Yeah.
we could talk about it a little bit, though.
We're going to talk about it in
we're going to talk about it in
episode.
length. Yeah.
Well, how about we talk about it and then just bleep it entirely for this episode?
I think that
Whoa, wow, I can't believe we went that long.
That's what she said.
No, she didn't.
Yeah.
she doesn't want you to go that long. Spoiler alert.
Just do it well.
She just wants a good job, not a long job.
Oh, I need to make a call.
Work harder, not smarter. I don't know.
Oh,
Or
no.
work smarter, not harder.
I've just been
Harder, not smarter.
I'm trying to think of what other DC universe stuff.
Have you seen like they did an animated adaptation of like Dark Knight Returns?
Yeah, and I saw
did you see that one?
that, and I thought it was pretty good. Like the Batman stuff is pretty good, but it's like the source material is strong enough. The animated series was really good, so they were all really like pulling from.
Year one was really good. I liked that.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
and
really
they did they for some reason I feel like I watched the animated version of the Long Halloween or whatever.
Yeah. They did Killing Joke.
They
They
did
did
Killing
Killing
Joke.
Joke.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen that. And I thought that was really good.
It was.
Yeah. But again, you have strong source material to work from, right? So like
I
it's
really like
not
a
that hard to
Green
pull off.
Lantern one. It's called First Flight, and it's basically Hal becoming a Green Lantern, working with Sinestro. Sinestro goes bad, and Hal becomes like the greenest of Green Lanterns.
They haven't really
It's
fucked
Doctor
any of
Strange.
these up.
Sorry?
It's the same story as Doctor Strange.
It's Training Day, basically.
Yeah,
yeah,
sure, yeah.
yeah.
They haven't really fucked any of those up, I think. That they stay pretty like faithful.
For the most part, I would actually say DC Animation does a pretty good job of stuff. The Throne of Atlantis one is kind of, like you're sort of that comic book story. There's a lot of pieces in there. Like if you were going to put it all to, it would be like a 2-part
Yeah.
But like it does a pretty good job.
See, that's the thing about DC that's so funny to me is it feels like they're throwing spaghetti on the wall a little bit in terms of like, well, let's see how we can adapt our books into another medium and see what works. But like, you've already made animated work for you and no one else has been able to pull it off.
Yeah.
Just do that shit. Your movies are fucking terrible. Just keep making cartoons that are really good that people like.
Have you seen Aquaman?
No, I don't like Jason Momoa.
You will.
I've tried to like Jason Momoa.
You will.
I find him just obnoxious.
I came for 2.5 hours.
You will.
It was crazy.
I think their animated stuff is really good, and if they focused and did something really interesting with it, like Spider-Verse, like where you're like, okay, well, if we're going to do animated, let's play with the medium.
Yeah,
Flashes of the multiverse.
Yeah, like they could do something cool with like Flashpoint or something like that.
I actually
right?
think the Flashpoint animated movie is a pretty solid adaptation.
Yeah.
I think that one's a pretty good one, actually. I would definitely say that one.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's leave Twitter and head on over to Instagram.
Now we're going to Instagram, take some questions and answer them. Yeah.
What a jazz standard.
It's fun, right? Yeah. All right, first question comes from KCross202 for life, who asks...
I wish I knew these. I feel so left out.
I know.
I mean, if you listened, but...
Yeah, we'd solve that problem. K-Cross asks, how fast is Shazam? Can
7. Next question.
Can he move faster than lightning? Who is faster, Superman or Shazam?
Are they literally asking the question that fucking slow kid from Lisa's class asked the guy building the monorail? Can Superman outrun the Flash? Sure, why not?
Wow.
Not to call you out, whoever you are. I'm sure you're a very lovely person.
KCross202 for life.
For life.
Shazam, quick plug for the Shazam movie, which you should watch because it's delightful.
It looks good. Yeah.
It's really good.
It's a lot of fun. So can Shazam is Shazam faster than lightning? Yes, because Shazam can call down the magic lightning, but put someone in the way, like use it as a weapon.
So yeah.
But that's also a little bit just like planning. Like, I'm about to say the word. Let's get in position. There's a little bit of that to it too. Sure.
Can Superman outrun the Flash?
No. Definitively.
Okay.
But can
Come at me,
Shazam?
Twitter.
Can Shazam outrun Superman?
Well, we talked about this actually a little bit a couple of episodes ago.
Oh yeah.
In the Kingdom Come universe, that Captain Marvel does outrace Superman. Yes.
A whole kingdom of come.
Yeah. Kingdom Come. Well, yeah.
So to answer your question,
but that Captain Marvel does outpace Superman, but that's an especially powerful version of that character. I would say, generally speaking, Superman's probably faster than Shazam. I think.
What about flying?
I think also there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that there's like a definitive, like, what's their top, like, Mach kind of
Can
speed,
the monorail that they're building in Springfield outrun the Flash?
Yes, sure, why not?
But has the Flash been to Ogdenville? North Haverford.
My government put those cities on the map.
Yeah, does Shazam call the big one Bitey?
Yeah. I call the big one Bitey.
I mean, Shazam and Superman are meant to be relatively comparable in a lot of things. Like, I don't think it's like... I don't think it'd be like a blowout the way it is when the Flash beats Superman, but I think Superman's probably faster.
I saw Shazam and Superman, and they were running, and then they had a baby.
Is it a thing with Superman where Superman's always holding himself back?
Well, they do write that into the comics a little, especially when they want Superman to do something he's never done before.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually, it comes up
His secret is he's always angry.
Yeah, basically. Years before that line was ever written, in the animated series, there's a big like final sort of confrontation with Darkseid, and Superman has this speech where he talks about living in a world made of cardboard, and he says, "I like to fight you because I can actually cut loose."
Yeah, sure.
And it's a pretty cool.
But it makes sense with somebody as powerful as Superman, where he would always be like, "Okay, well, I'm not dealing with people as strong as me, so I'll punch at 50%." Like Spider-Man famously does that, where he never punches when he's fighting like regular criminals. He never fights full capacity.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you're a writer and you're like, I need Superman to be faster than he's demonstrably been in the past, you could say I'm so used to holding back. Here we go.
Used to go
Great.
full tilt.
That's my license to make Superman do something new.
I've been edging for years. This time,
blow like a geyser and destroy Pompeii again. Just
Superman's coming for you.
Jesus. Yeah, I'm going with Superman over Shazam there.
Nice. All right, let's go to the next question from the real Josh Gill.
Yeah, Gil.
Sexy Gill. He's an attractive man. He works out a lot.
Oh, I've seen photos.
See, you get
come on, Gil. You really need this.
Gil, I'm so close. He's posting thirst traps.
He's not. He's just pictures of himself. You're just.
I'm sorry. You're flexing at the gym. You're posting thirst traps.
Isn't that where you're supposed to flex?
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to take photos. Then you're posting thirst traps.
I think that's the point of going to the gym.
Taking photos.
I mean, I think I'm with.
I don't know. I don't go to the gym, but
I don't take photos.
I definitely don't go to the gym.
hey, I think you both look very nice.
Thank you.
You're a sweetheart.
I know.
Josh asks, can a Titans team succeed without a Robin? Which Robin is the best team leader? And then draft a 5-member team to be led by that Robin without using Flash, Wonder Woman, or Superman analog.
No. 2.
Sorry. So
Robin.
No,
Robin,
you need a Robin.
Robin.
Because he
I don't think
spits hot
it's
fire?
Yeah. Dylon. Sugar cookies, man. It's crazy.
The sugar cookie ghetto.
I have no idea what you guys are talking
That's
about.
100% Cambodian.
It's a ship.
Clink, clink. Breast milk.
What?
You made my day.
It's a
Chappelle show.
thing.
Oh.
It's a real throwback.
Okay, so his question is, can a Titans team exist without Robin?
And you say no.
Well, I would say that from what I understand, and admittedly, like, my knowledge of the Titans is like hit or miss, but it sort of feels like he's like kind of like the de facto, he's the leader, he's like the heart and soul sort of thing. So if he wasn't a part of it, would it
Even
be
happen?
held together in the same he's like the Batman or Superman
I think
in the Justice League analog, right?
I think you're right, but it depends on which Robin. I think you can have a Titans team without Jason. But if you're talking about Dick or Tim, like those sort of generations, then I think they're pretty
Jason
integral.
Todd is
I think
not
it's
like-
better to have a Titans team without Damian, frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
Kid's got
like
issues.
because there's 4 Robins, right? There's
4 main ones.
main ones. So like the Damian and Jason Todd are both like loners. They don't like to work with other people.
Yes.
They're not going to lead a team anytime soon.
No.
Well, maybe. Damian's 10 years old. You never know when he gets
They
old.
both have team books.
Yeah.
But yes, the
Jason Todd
whole
with,
thing
like,
with their
and the
team
Outlaws,
books is that they're like basically counterintuitive. That it's working against their nature. Yeah.
I mean, I would say that like it is kind of required upon that team to have,
Right.
because then it's a different team altogether.
Interesting.
But maybe not, because it's the idea of if you take Professor Xavier away from the X-Men, it's still the X-Men. I always go back to Marvel because it's the thing I feel the most comfortable drawing an analog to. But they've proven that time and time again that it isn't really required. But then if you take like Cyclops out of it,
It gets much better.
Cyclops also sucks. So maybe this
Right, but there are a couple of linchpin sort of
like it
characters.
feels like Rob, because who else in the Titans would be a linchpin?
Yeah.
Because they're all sort of like coming and going.
Raven.
Well, but I don't see her leading though. I
No.
mean, I think Starfire can reasonably be the team leader.
Yeah.
Cyborg in that era before Cyborg was a Justice Leaguer, could reasonably have been a leader. Donna Troy. I really think other than Robin, those are the ones
Yeah, Donna Troy for sure.
those are the ones you're looking at.
Yeah, sure.
But in the context of this, where it's like pick a Robin and make a team and you can't use a Wonder Woman analog, then bye-bye Donna Troy.
Yeah.
Which Robin would you choose?
I mean, I think it's got to be Dick. You know me. You know what I say. It's got to be Dick. That's my.
If it ain't Dick, I don't pick.
That's my vanity plate. That's.
If you're putting anything with 5 things together, one of them's got to be Dick.
Yeah. But like we have to put a 5-person team together.
5-person team
led by that Robin, but without a Wonder Woman, Flash, or Supes.
Yeah,
analog.
whoever's the best leader. Yeah.
I mean, my instinct is Dick Grayson.
Yeah, me too.
Who else would you put on that team?
Aqualad.
Aqualad. The first one, Garth, or the second one, Calderam?
Garth.
Garth?
Riddler Jr.
Turned good?
Lil Riddler.
Lil Riddler?
Lil Riddle.
Lil Riddler.
Joker's daughter.
Oh, Jesus.
This is a weird group.
Yeah.
Solomon Grundy Jr.
So many villains.
Is it just turning to Muppet Babies?
Yeah, it's Muppet Babies. Yeah.
Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday. Today, Monday.
Kitty Girl.
How many days are in a week? I don't know.
See, I don't know the Titans well enough, like, because there's like Beast Boy, right?
Beast Boy, definitely. Yep.
He seems like he'd be good.
I think you got to put Beast Boy in
And
there.
Starfire.
Starfire.
Starfire's
definitely.
my fave.
Starfire would be like the heavy hitter on a team
Yeah,
that can't have a
she's like-
Superboy or a Donna Troy.
She's like their
or-
big
sure.
superpower, is she not?
Yeah.
So hold on.
So we've got Dick, Aqualad, Starfire, Beast Boy. Who's our fifth?
Young Alfred.
I don't know.
I don't necessarily have any abilities, but I'll make you look great.
Yeah, I'm a good tailor.
Do they all have to be teens?
I mean, they should be young. I mean, I'm going to throw a weird one out there, but I'm going to throw them out there because their powers are sort of like a light version of Green Lantern. But Bunker, who's a Teen Titan that was created in the New 52, it's like a gay Mexican kid who can make they're like psionic bricks, so he can make constructs, but they're all out of building blocks. He basically has like psychic Legos. That's what he can do.
Yeah.
So it's like if Psylocke instead of a sword had Legos, that's Bunker.
I like that.
And I might throw Bunker in there so that you have like a sort of
You've got a protector.
a type of power set, kind of like Green Lantern, something that can make
sure.
shields and whatnot.
Is there a healer on this team?
Ooh, I mean that would be where Raven would come in
Who's
handy.
your cleric?
Yeah, that's right. What's our party?
That's good, like, because that's a well balanced team. Because
that is what Raven would do, though.
Yeah,
is the
sure.
healer
Because that's
kind of
what you
role,
want.
yeah.
Like you want
Paladin.
You want 5 different skill sets.
Yeah.
You don't want 5 Supermen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need someone for buffs, and then you need.
Yeah.
I'm still giving you fucking Skyrim.
Oh Jesus! Is that it? Did we make our team?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think that sounds like our team.
Nice.
Nice. I like that. All right, well, let's leave Instagram and head on over to email.
Check the email.
I hope it's from a female. Which the one and only email is from Jesse PCP.
Jesse?
Jesse? Oh, Jesse. That's not really a solidified one yet.
No, you know what the one is.
Well, because that's because he used PCP instead of his actual name.
Yeah, that's true. Fine, we won't do it.
Well, he doesn't get it for putting the letters in there.
Fine, we won't do it.
Jesse asks, who do you think would be more willing to get pegged by Wonder Woman, Batman, or Superman, aka the proper way the porn parody should be? We have to give some context for this question.
I don't think you do.
Hold on 1 minute. So who do we think would get pegged by?
Who'd be more willing to get pegged by Wonder Woman?
Would it be Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Really?
Obviously.
I think Batman has too much, I think he sees himself as a top, and I think he'd get in his own way.
No, but see, Batman is like a classic, like a dom in the streets, a sub in the sheets. Yeah, that's how I've always read Batman. Like,
That's why he likes Catwoman so much.
Superman.
I mean, that does make sense.
Superman
Yeah.
gives 0 fucks. Like Superman seems like he could easily be pansexual. Like
Yeah.
Superman doesn't have the same like
God, I can't wait to talk about
control,
Doom Patrol.
like public control
Right.
issue that Batman does. Like
Sure, yeah.
Batman seems 100% like he definitely is like a guy that is paying a lot of money to a woman who's got his name in a black box.
Yeah. I feel like Batman would.
That woman's name is Talia al Ghul.
Yeah.
I think if Batman did get pegged by Wonder Woman, he would do everything in his power to make sure that information never got out.
Yeah.
Whereas Superman would might be like, yeah, it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, Superman wouldn't care.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Yeah, I'm fucking Superman. What do I care?
Yeah.
I'll burn you to death with my eyeballs."
I do like the ultimate premise of this, which is what we kind of talked about in our porn parodies episode, is that, it's one thing to like vaguely poorly play a character in the scenes, but then as soon as the sex starts, the character work goes out the window.
Yeah, sure.
And it's always just like Wonder Woman just like getting like fucked, but it's like, no, Wonder Woman would do the fucking, right?
It's
like,
true.
Wonder Woman would be in charge in basically every scenario.
But it also, like, why in this sex scenario, why does it have to be so hetero? Why is it Wonder Woman fucking a dude, you know?
Well, I mean, this is the other... I'm sure there's Wonder Woman Power Girl stuff out there.
Well, because Wonder Woman's bisexual, is she not?
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. You know, like, she grows up on an island of only immortal women.
Yeah.
She didn't know she was going to leave the island, you know?
She's still immortal when she leaves the island?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, but in that way where, like, she can be killed, but if she just led a peaceful life and no one bothered her, she would live forever.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you agree? Do you have a different?
Sure. Yeah. No.
Do you have a different thought on this pegging scenario?
No, I think sounds about right to me.
I think Green Lantern would be a good person to have pegging you because you could like start gentle and then
he'd be creative,
increase the size or shape.
Wonder Woman
as
would
you
use
go.
that lasso and make you tell the truth about how it feels the entire time.
Oh Jesus!
and choke you a little bit, which is nice. So. I mean, what?
But it is like a porn parody, like every porn, where like they're no longer worried about fixing the TV after a couple of minutes. You know,
Yeah.
they don't finish the job after they're done.
I'm thinking a lot about this Wonder Woman thing. I think I would get pegged by Wonder Woman.
I mean, given the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's leave email and head on over to Reddit.
Where everyone's nice and no one's ever mean.
That's a great place, yep. First question comes from Quebec Addy, who asks, did
Boobastis.
Bubastis lure John into the subcontractor?
No.
The subtractor? Sorry, it's a lot of words I don't understand.
Is this a job on the job dispute?
Wow, this person is a contractor, so that makes sense. Did Bubastis lure John into the subtractor, or did John lure Bubastis with his exposed sausage?
Right.
What the fuck are we talking about?
This is Watchmen.
The original Watchmen?
Sorry?
The original Watchmen?
Yeah, this is Watchmen. So when they go to confront Ozymandias at his Antarctic base, he's built another intrinsic field subtractor, the thing that turns John Osterman into Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, right.
And Bubastis, the genetically modified like tiger lynx thing, lures John into it, and he subtracts him, and Ozymandias thinks he's beaten him, and he hasn't. John just reassembles himself again. So the question here is, did Bubastis lure John in, or was Bubastis following John because his penis was out?
This seems like a Reddit sort of question. Yeah.
This is hard hitting.
I mean, it was soft hitting. I don't know if you've read the graphic.
Definitely
novel.
is not
the
from
version I've got. I've got like
with erect dicks drawn on Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, he's just raging the whole time.
I would think
killing the Viet Cong with this massive boner.
He's crushing them with his balls. I mean, it's pretty obvious that Cat wasn't following his dick.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know till you know.
That's true.
I really hope that this new Watchmen series on HBO
really
focuses
on Dr. Manhattan's
blue dick.
How important was his dick?
I mean, enough that it was out.
Yeah.
Well, he just didn't see the need for clothing anymore.
Yeah, he had transcended the need.
Yeah.
Or at least transcended the care. He maybe still could have.
He was no longer in a band with Jason Lee, and really, he just had like nothing else to do.
Nice.
Fever dog. Remember that movie? He was the guy that played Dr. Manhattan was also in
Billy Crudup.
Almost Film. Yeah, Billy Crudup. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Next and last question comes from Louis Barlow 24.
All right.
Who asks?
Sounds like a Coronation Street character.
Yeah.
Louis Barlow.
Oh, you're right. I drive the cab. That's just Alfred again. I can only do one voice.
I live on 24. Something.
Yeah.
Barlow Lane.
Yeah, that's it. That's fucking fine. Can you give some examples of heroes who first appeared in books as their civilian identity and then had that side of their character explored before later taking up a superhero or villain role?
Right.
Were there any that surprised you?
Is there like an example of this in Marvel? Like a character that was just around for a while and then eventually became a superhero?
Well, what's his name? Rick
Grimes.
I was just going to say,
Rick Grimes.
goddamn.
Yeah, like old grimy.
Yeah.
No, like
Coral.
there's what the fuck's his last name? He's like friends with the Hulk. He's the one
okay.
that saved the Hulk's life.
Oh, okay.
His name is failing me for the life of me right now.
Okay.
Bruce Banner.
But just like he was just like a civilian.
He was a guy for a long time, and he was like friends with the Hulk. He knew Captain America. He knows these people, and eventually he got superpowers. He became like a Hulk himself for a while. And had a bunch of different superpowers, but he was for a long time was like a civilian in the Marvel universe.
Was it a thing where he was like introduced with the idea to eventually be that thing, or it's just like they were like, oh, we haven't really done anything with this character in a while?
He was a guy for a while before he ever got
Sure.
superpowers for the first time, and it's the same with. I mean, I'm sure there's more that I'm just blanking on.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, usually if you introduce a character like that, like, it's not like Jimmy Olsen was ever like, we're going to introduce Jimmy Olsen and eventually Jimmy Olsen's going to have superpowers.
Sure.
Well,
although he
but
does get powers in Final,
and he does
Crisis.
kind of show up before he shows up.
Yeah.
Yes. The big character that I thought of for DC that sort of fits this model is Renee Montoya.
You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Every time. Renee Montoya is a GCPD officer who is
Hunting the
she
six-figure
may
man.
have debuted on the animated series and then gone to the comics.
Sure.
But she was an officer. She becomes a detective.
And a gentleman.
She's like partners with Harvey Bullock, like detective partners for a long
sure.
time in like Detective Comics and, all these types of books. Eventually she becomes part of the Major Crimes Unit. And then in that 52 series, she is sort of hounded a little bit by Vic Sage, the Question, and she takes up, like, is trained by and then takes up his mantle and becomes the Question.
Is the Question a good guy or a bad person?
A good guy, but with brutal methods, maybe.
Sure.
But
It's like an Azrael.
yeah,
Or a Red Hood.
Renee Montoya, though, very famous as the Question, was, like romantic partners with Batwoman and all of these sort of things through that series.
Yeah.
But that character was in comics for like a decade before that happened, before she was the Question. So like that's definitely one where you knew a lot about her and about, being gay on the force and all this stuff before we got to the point where
So her character has been established.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then she became the Question. And then there were some adventures from there on. But that's the one real big one that I thought
It's not
of.
often that someone's introduced because these books are so like intrinsic on like people's powers being the thing that drives their interest.
Yes.
Like it's pretty rare that you would have like just a civilian that then like 10 years later you'd be like, and now they can fly, I think.
Yeah, so blasé.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That's the big one I thought of.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are others, but that's the one.
And Rick from Marvel.
And
Rick Jones. That's his last name.
Get my name out
Rick
your mouth.
Jones!
Rick Jones.
Had to.
What did the five fingers say to the face?
Slap.
Wow.
Gotta go home and put some more water in Buck Nasty's mother's dish. I think I'm due for a Chappelle Show rewatch.
Apparently.
Did we answer the question?
We did.
yeah.
Which, you know what it means.
Oh no.
Dial.
Dial Doc.
I was trying to think of one.
That's right. Every week we pay homage to the.
We're just looking around the room.
You can't take that one. We both looked at the same thing. You can't have it.
Every week we pay homage to the Dial H4 hero comics of yore, which have now returned.
Yes.
The basic concept is that a random person finds a payphone, dials hero or evil into a payphone, and gets turned into a hero or a villain for a temporary amount of time.
That's right.
So we try every week to come up with our own Dial H character, which we call Dial Doc.
Yeah.
So do we have one?
I have one. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to hear yours. I want to hear yours because we both looked at the same thing to start, and then
Yeah,
I had
sure.
to find a new thing in the room.
Mine
to
is
look
called
at.
Blind Ska.
Shit, the fucking... I should have known.
Hold on, what?
The blinds.ca.
Oh, blinds.ca.
So mine is called Blind Ska.
You really don't even try to like
This
take
person-
the idea and like grow
This
it.
person has the ability to use ska music to make you blind.
Jesus. Wow, just take the name
The
and
problem with ska is not the visuals.
It kind of is,
A
though.
little bit, yeah.
Because they're dressed in full ska style, and basically every time a trumpet blasts, you lose a bit of your vision.
You hear down the end of Crime Alley, you just hear somebody yell, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
That's right.
And there's a bunch of upstroking and then
And then you're like, oh, I can't see.
yeah.
That's blind ska.
All right.
Yeah.
Stratis, do you have one?
Well, mine was gonna be Lady Rock Salt because I was looking at this here Rock Salt.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
good. That's good.
And because my girlfriend just explained to me what those fucking things do the
What
other
do they
day.
do?
They purify the air.
Yeah.
So Lady Rock Salt, she controls the atmosphere.
Oh, okay.
So villainess.
Ooh,
Ooh.
yes. All right.
She can control the atmosphere in any given situation. So if you're stuck in a room with Lady Rock Salt, she can, take
She-
elements out of the atmosphere.
Right. She can like alter its composition.
Exactly.
Right. Yes.
That's it.
Wow.
I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Not quite as good as blind ska.
Is it?
Fine, I get it. I'm bad at this.
My character's name is Them Bones.
Like the Alice in Chains song?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have the ability to control anything made from bone.
Like, can they move your skeleton? then?
Yeah, they could move your skeleton. They could
right.
control bones, like pull bones out from the ground and use those.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So anything sort of
they're like
vaguely.
a necromancer.
Yeah, but not. It's not
They're
really
like a calcium mancer.
Yes.
Dr. Calcium.
Dr.
Yes.
Calcium. All right. Interesting.
So that's Them Bones.
Right. Could they also control like milk? Is it the calcium in the bones? What are they controlling?
Well, that's the thing. You might have to reach and find out.
Well, I'm asking you. You created the character.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. The most important question: can they control cartons of milk?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Good.
No. You know how valuable that will be. All right. Well, that was it for Dialogue this week.
So good.
We would love to hear what type of characters you can come up with.
Yes.
Just reach out to us online and use the hashtag DialDoc.
That's right.
You can tell us. We've been getting a ton lately
We've been getting some very fun submissions,
especially from everyone's favorite spacey, sexy texter.
That's right. Cosmic DM's
That's
been
right.
sending a lot. Yeah.
But you can either give us your dial doc, you can send us a question. Do we know what's next? Can they send in for
The
next
tournament is finally
That's
over.
right.
After multiple rounds of ties.
week? The Tournament of Champions.
The Fanagar Tournament of
The
Pandering.
Dope Boys all
I know that's fun.
The Fanagar Tournament of Pandering has come to an end, and you've decided what the final theme of this month will be. And it's comic book pet peeves. The things that bother us about comic
Oh,
books.
shit.
I know.
That's a good one.
So that's what next week's episode is. That's how we're closing out Fanagar this year. So send your questions for that.
Yes, send in your hate. I love your hate. Nom 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 nom.
Yes. Feed on the hate.
Yes. Use the hate.
Your friends on the forest moon will not survive.
So you've got two voices. You get to do Ian McDermott.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
You've got two voices. So you can send in a question for the comic pet peeves, or just nerd out with us online. Use our various social media platforms, such as our Facebook,
Dr. DC Podcast.
our Twitter,
At Dr. DC.
our Instagram,
Dr. DC Podcast.
email.
DrDCPodcast@gmail.com.
And of course, we have a subreddit.
r/Dr_DC.
And not only can you talk to us online, but you can also read our DC-specific articles or buy our merch.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch.
Do you list your DeviantArt page, or is that just like private?
No, that's where I just put sexy images
Just Wonder
of
Woman
fairies.
pegging Batman.
Yeah, well, and pregnant pictures of Sonic.
Mine's very 90s. It's just half naked fairies, but
It's just me and Sephiroth.
oh fuck yeah. That's all on our website.
By Aerith, yeah.
Yes, our website, drdcpodcast.com.ca.
And of course, you can give us a phone call. You can leave us a voicemail
That's right.
at 208-917.
3238.
That's 208-917-DCEU.
One last time,
Hi.
plug your podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Peg your podcast.
Peg your
I said
podcast.
plug.
I know, but I just said peg.
So
Peg Your Podcast is the podcast that I'm pitching.
My
where I have sex with different people that make podcasts. While they talk about the subject matter.
while they talk about their subject
Yeah.
matter. Not a bad idea, actually. My podcast is called Words and Guitar. It is at Words and Guitar Pod on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Andrea Stratis on Twitter and Instagram.
If you want to hire them for consulting work.
I'm a consultant.
For anything.
I have a record label.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Headless Owl
Oh, yeah.
Records.
Great bands on there.
I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah. Hit me up on lettuce.
Hit me up at beyondmeat.com.
Have you tried the breakfast one yet from A&W?
I had it this morning.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
We just cooked we bought them at the Save on Foods has them. You can just buy them now.
They're so good.
So good.
I think that's it for me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Well, of course, remember to give us 5 stars on iTunes. Of course, we've hit our 30 mark. I think we were talking about the next mark.
We're actually a little bit past it.
Yes.
I don't know what the next mark will
Is
be.
it 52?
It should be 52, I think.
Yeah.
But-
what was the pitch for 52? Oh, to get our wives to host an episode?
Yeah, which I don't think they want to do.
No, I don't think they do either. But they're flattered because
Yeah.
they recently did an episode and did quite a good
But
job.
we are getting our equipment ready, and we will be doing a
pegging.
video episode because we made it to our previous milestone. So we're going to do a video episode about artwork. It's coming
I
up in
just
the future.
purchased the equipment for that, so
Very
it should be
nice.
coming soon.
Notice you did the video episode after I was on. Not gonna be offended.
You live so far
I'll
away.
just pull my legs out with my arms and my arms out with my face.
It's so hot. And of course, we have a Patreon episode, which we're about to record.
Yeah. Do you need more, Andrea? Do you need more guestingest guest ever? Do you want to talk about Doom Patrol and like how weirdly fuck centric that show is?
Did you get enough?
Get on a Patreon, specifically ours. Not just
Did you not get your fill of cum in this episode?
Patreon.com/Dr. DC. It's only $5 a month, and you get a full bonus episode every week.
I subscribe.
Thank
You do. You don't listen, but you subscribe, and that's all I really.
I mean,
care.
that's the more important.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
texted you guys about.
That's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. That's fair. That's fair.
do, yeah.
That's right. But you have no excuse, listener.
Jesus.
Go to patreon.com/DrDC.
This will be my second Patreon episode.
That's right.
That's right.
You're also the guestingest guest over there.
Yeah, I did.
Definitely.
We talked about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's all the Spider-Man. All right, that's it for this week. Talk
Adios.
to you on Friday if you pay. Pay.
Pony up, nerds.
That's right. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
All the superheroes, they always fight for what is right. Live with danger and adventure, they are men of might.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.